Factories are meant to build, but some build only fear. Across the world, there are countless industrial sites left behind silent, forgotten, and haunted by what was once made inside. Tonight, we uncover 3 factory horror moments that were never meant to be seen. Ashbridge Mill was one of the largest textile factories in southern England. It closed its gates in 1999 after an electrical fire destroyed most of its weaving hall. But 2 decades later, a group of urban explorers entered the mill, only to discover that something or someone never left. The explorers uploaded their footage online. At first, it seemed normal a walkthrough of a forgotten building. But at the 7-minute mark, viewers noticed something impossible. One of the looms in the background was still turning, slowly weaving a single strip of fabric. No power source was ever found. Investigators confirmed that the factory had been disconnected from the city grid for over 20 years. When authorities returned days later, the loom had stopped. But the fabric was gone. Only a single note lay on the floor written in charcoal: "Shift's not over." After that night, the mill was sealed permanently. Yet, locals still report a faint hum echoing through the valley every Thursday at midnight, the exact hour the factory once ran its final shift. In 2013, Ridgeway Electronics plant operated 24 hours a day. The night shift was quiet, just a handful of workers and a single security guard. That guard, Peter Holloway, had worked there for 6 years, until one night he vanished, leaving behind only his last recorded footage. At exactly 2:37 a.m., the footage shows Peter looking up, startled by a sound from the production floor. He grabs his flashlight and leaves his office. The motion sensors pick him up walking past Section B, then Section C, and finally into the assembly area where the lights begin to flicker. For 47 seconds, the camera loses signal. When it comes back, Peter is gone. His flashlight lies on the floor, beam still on, pointing at something. Strange. The handprints were too small to belong to any worker, and none of them matched Peter's DNA. Investigators thought it was a prank. But there was one more recording from the hallway camera. At 2:39 a.m., a shape appears in the far end of the corridor, pale, thin, and moving unnaturally fast. For just one frame, it passes in front of the camera. The lights short out, and the feed ends. Peter Holloway was never found. The company shut down the plant within weeks, citing security failures. But locals who live near the building still say the security lights turn on by themselves, always at 2:37 a.m. The Northvale frozen foods plant was one of the coldest workplaces in America. Temperatures inside the main storage room dropped below -20 degrees. In December 2008, the factory reported the sudden disappearance of an employee, a maintenance worker named Jack Myers. Jack was last seen entering the central freezer unit for routine checks. His keycard logs confirmed he went in at 11:54 p.m., but there was no record of him coming out. At first glance, the footage seemed ordinary. But when investigators reviewed it frame by frame, they noticed movement in the far corner, something standing just outside the beam of light, watching him. Jack turns around, freezes in place. For 12 seconds, he doesn't move at all. Then, the camera lens begins to frost over as if the temperature suddenly dropped even lower. The footage ends abruptly at 12:01 a.m. When the next shift arrived, the freezer door was locked from the inside. They had to cut it open. Jack wasn't there, but the walls. The walls were covered with hand-drawn frost patterns, spirals, circles, and strange symbols repeating endlessly. For months afterward, workers claimed to see condensation forming those same shapes on the metal doors, even when the machines were turned off. The plant was shut down in 2009 and remains abandoned, sealed under state order. 3 factories. 3 stories that should have ended years ago, but some machines never stop running. If you ever pass by a factory at night and hear a faint hum, don't look for where it's coming from, because sometimes the factory is still working even when no one's inside. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed these stories, don't forget to like and subscribe for more unseen horror.